your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Sal in the building, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Long weekend. Long, beautiful weekend. I hope you guys had fun. I literally just flew back into town. Literally just flew back into town maybe 2 hours ago now. I hate mobile trading. I don't know how some of you guys trade mobile. I already got calls coming in. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're going to get to you in just a second. Shout out to everybody already in the chat rooms. All right, let me get my shit loaded up here. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to everybody already in the chat room. Secret Money, DPG. Gerardo, what's up, man? Robert Turn, Michael B, Bruce Cole, Bill Betts, Donzel Essex. Yes, indeed, man. Let me get the show started with. Hold on. Where am I? There we go. Get the show started with. All right. Get the show started with. With that said, how did you guys do today? Everything was all right on the trading? All right. Let me get my screens up here, man. Yes, indeed. I hate mobile trading, man, but I went short on SPI, which was a winner last week. That stock got up to about 300% and came right back down. We got an early caller on the line. 704, you on the air. What's up?
Hey, it's Astrid.
Hey, Astrid, what's going on with you?
Not much. How are you?
Doing good. I saw you on Twitter going hard on the OTCs, man. I guess you're a part of the jungle now.
I'm part of the jungle. What's that song? Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, I was anxious to talk to you about HIPH. Did you see that?
Yeah, look, I had heard some rumblings. Several weeks ago. That's why, for those of you guys who remember, I had put out an email alert on HIPH maybe 2 months ago, probably now.
Yeah, because I had it in my notes.
Yeah, so HIPH is something that I think is going to take off, all right? It's a guy who's really connected in Hollywood. He's got a lot of Hollywood bigwigs pushing his little, water, which has an incredible, huge pH balance. I mean, I think it's like 9 point. It's something ridiculous like that. So super healthy, well-connected. Something could pop off there. I'm not going to put, any numbers on there, but there are a lot of people who are taking huge positions for a possible pump, coming sometime either midsummer or, later on in the year.
Okay, yeah, I've had my eye on that because I know when you first alerted it and I looked at it, I think the volume was only 7,000. Today it was 1 billion.
Yeah.
But so 111 is on the bid, and the ask is 111. So I've been watching it. I just want to wait, and I know that on level 2, one of the market makers is on there, and not one of the good ones, VNDM. So I want to see if he's going to get off, or it's going to get off. I don't even know if these are people or companies or whatever. But, yeah, I have my eye on that, and my entry would be a possible, 222, 333. I don't go any higher than 333 now.
Yeah.
So I is definitely on that. And then another one I got into today, CC... Oh, hold on, let me get my book. CC.
I think it was TL. That was a mover.
TL, yep. Okay. I got in there at 333. There should be some news coming this week.
Okay.
According to all the Twitter rumbles. So, and then another one that I'm looking at, Ask, ASKE. Okay. That has a pending merger. Good entry for that is 222.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me right now, it's so many tickers, so little money, so I have to just be really strategic with what I'm think so. And I'm still in KNSC. I see that one is, slowly but surely, that one is doing something. I mean, this is a real company out there. I think when I called in last week, I was like, what is it doing? Doesn't seem like it's moving, but this would possibly be one I'm gonna hold long just because of its potential. Again, it's a hibachi grill out there in Miami, and this is a reverse merger play.
Okay.
So I'm trying to. I got in at 555, so I don't want to get in much higher than that. If anything, I want to add on to my position that I already have.
Okay.
But that's about it. But yeah, I was really excited to see HIPH finally doing something because I was like, this looks so familiar.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They gotta get that.
Alerted.
Yeah, they gotta get that seller out of the way, and then once they get that person out of the way, and then obviously what you talked about, then we'll see what happens from then on. So it's definitely one that be of interest.
Right, and I think this is the one also Flowrider is endorsing.
Yeah. Yep,
and I was thinking if he could just tweet or just do something, say something about it, I think this would go. Like Flowrider, just tweet just a little bit because I looked on his page. He's not mentioning anything about it.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything about it. And
no.
I mean, it's been a while since they signed him on as a pitch man, so I don't know what's going on with that situation.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, toodles.
Thank you, Astrid.
Bye. Okay.
All right. Take care to Astrid. Oh, I should have asked her about AMLH, but I know she's down for the calls over there. Shout out to Astrid for the call. All right, doing her thing on OTC land. Yeah, follow her on Twitter, man. She's all on top of those moves down there on OTC land. Again, another great website to join up on Twitter is whatchamacall, Investors Hangout, man. David and Joe over there are great guys. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Joe Silva? Yes, indeed. It's been a minute, man. BITCF, huge day for the stock, up 24%. Up 24% today, BICTF. Well, yeah, I mean, look, again, these OTC Bitcoin stocks are running, but again, I don't know how extensive of an operation they actually really have within the Bitcoin space. So, buyer beware when it comes to those things. But I mean, look, enjoy the run. Bitcoin is absolutely going nuts right now. I don't even know what the price is. But man, shout out to everybody who accidental millionaires in Bitcoin, man. Shout out to all the accidental millionaires. You know what I mean? You went and bought a whole lot of Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, just playing around, and now you sitting on $10-15 million accidentally. Shout out to you, man. DOLV. Man, DOLV. The last time I checked, this was breaking down. What the fuck? Hold up here, man. Hold up here, man. Do I see... Is this up 52% right now? You remember we looked at it, was breaking down. What the fuck, man? See, that's why I'm be getting upset. Y'all not calling in, updating us on this shit. Hold on, man. DOLV. Oh, man. Look at that, too. Beautiful chart hugged on the... what moving average is that? Hold on here, man. It's like hugging that moving average. Let me find out. What is that? The 30? Okay. Sitting on that 30-day. Bounce right on top of that, man. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Astrid. DOLV. Man, dude. I really get upset when I miss like moves like this. You know what I mean? Because we're on the show every single day, damn near. And we shouldn't move. We shouldn't miss out on opportunities like this. But hey, I didn't see it. What's going on, Africa Emporium? Yeah, cryptocurrency is where it's at. They know the dollar can't last too much longer, man. Martinez Figures, you said yeah. I remember telling people about DOLV, but again, like I said, I haven't updated. We were really excited about the huge run back in April. Here's the April run. Then toward the end of April, it broke down. So we didn't really get, uh, you know, any reason to kind of stay on top of the stock when the stock starts breaking down. FLSR and JB, no, I see you playing it. Were you in the stock? Are you enjoying these runs here in that stock? Let me know. FLSR 0001 stock, that's now at 0005. Huge 150% gain in the stock today. I don't know what's going on with that, but enjoy the huge volume. Obviously, if you were in it at 0001, take your gains, man. At least something off the table. You're up over 500%, 400% if you were in at 0001. So, enjoy your gains. You know what I mean? What's going on, Don Will? CYTR. Yeah, let's look at CYTR. Man, look at that beautiful day chart. Look at that. 3 beautiful, huge candlesticks in CYTR. And I'm trying to go back to find out what had it running again. Are we still running on that possible, on that presentation that's going to be coming up here? I remember we had a caller, whether it was either Thursday or Friday. Okay, yeah. Okay, so okay, yeah, it is still running on that. There's going to be a data, all right, from what I remember. Again, I hope this is right from the caller that called in on Thursday. He called in and basically said that there's going to be a presentation regarding a clinical trial that CYTR has been doing. And it's already complete, but they're going to be presenting the data on June 2nd, between June 2nd and the 4th. I'd love somebody to call into the show and tell me what day are they presenting, to be exact. Obviously, the stock isn't waiting for anybody because it's, taken off here from 54 cents. You're almost up 100% in a couple days here. Tapping on actually you tapped on. You're almost at 94 cents today before pulling back a little bit. What's going on, Aaron B? Africa Emporium possible buyout. Yeah, okay. I did see you tweet about that. A possible buyout on CYTR. Obviously, if the data is, knock it out the park home run, then that elevates everything. These companies want to hold these things secret because, I'm thinking if you got good information, just put it out. But they know exactly what they're doing. So I'm suspecting that this information is just, home run kind of thing. I need a little bit more data on what exactly the drug is that they're creating is to cure. Again, I haven't done my research on this particular stock. So those of you guys who are in it and have done your research, give me a call. The numbers on the screen. After hours, 95 cents right now. Oh, man. After hours, 95 cents. Jeez. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. That's all I can say about that. Africa Emporium is also mentioning that ECYT is actually going to be there as well. Let's look at the daily chart, EYCT. All right, so bearish primary trend, but if we zoom in a little bit. All right, so we had a huge bounce. When was that? No, we'll say today's move practically. Had a run, what was that, 2 weeks ago? And then it pulled back. So we're going to be watching this one too, but definitely like the one CYTR. That's, a lot prettier of a chart. But here we go with ECYT. This is the 200 moving average right here. So breaking that 200-day moving average. It didn't hold it a couple of weeks ago, but again, this might be a good entry for somebody looking into a company that's also going to be presenting at, I guess, the same conference. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm looking at the news here. They are going to be presenting at that conference between June 2nd and the 4th. Interesting move. What's going on, Woody Wright? Yes, indeed. Tessa Waters, BLDV. By the way, I want to talk about a book that I was introduced to this weekend. And we all know about day trading, but this gentleman came up with the word pay trading. Pay trading, P-A-Y trading. And basically, he wrote the book on, and this came out around 2000, 2001. The website actually isn't operable. I kind of found out the guy ended up, he ended up getting sick and, discontinued his website. But the book is still out there and the idea is still out there. And there are a lot of traders who have kind of piggybacked off his idea and turned it into, several different things. But I'm going to show you guys the book, Pay Trading, and we're going to talk a little bit about it in just a little bit. BLDV, Blue Diamond Ventures. Blue Diamond Ventures up 47%. Let me know where the promo is coming from, because this is obviously a promo here. Obviously, you can see the run back in late April. Then it cooled off, and now all of a sudden looks like the owners need some money again, so they're paying promoters. Find out where this interest is coming from. Yeah, thank you, Astrid. Yeah, we got some things we're working on in the back, with the new intro, new logo, new name, all that stuff like that. If I want to get to a point where, I have legitimate people start coming on the show, then it's kind of like, I literally have to kind of create a business around the show, even if it's accidental, because it really is kind of getting out there. And it's not even necessarily just live. It's like after the show is over, I'm seeing people using my stuff on websites and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy. LINU, Linu Technology Group. Is this a Chinese play? Auction and e-commerce services. Look at that huge move today. 109%. It's under 250, so I wouldn't have caught it today on my scanner. Obviously, you guys know I'm shorting. Well, it's under $1. Under $1, so I wouldn't have caught it. But here's another stock crushing over that 200 moving average, the red line there. And let's see if it continues to move. And it continues to move on there. What's going on, Carlos? All right, tons of stocks today. What's going on, Cali 817? Yeah, everybody press like on this video right now, man. Press like on this video. Got 95 people in here. Yes, indeed. The volume was okay on today's market. A lot of people are still waiting, for volume to really kind of come back in. What the hell? Volume kind of come back in here. But we still haven't. Let me see. Hopefully tomorrow should be a big improvement in volume, because I thought it was pretty light for today. BUDZ. Buds. Still on its way down, man. Very bearish. I don't want any piece of that. At all. Let me go ahead and get this started here, because again, I want to introduce you guys to Pay Trading. I do have the link to the book, so I will be giving you guys access to the Pay Trading book, so you guys can learn the process about turning $2,000 into $1 million in less than 10 years. Because that's basically what he's promising. He's promising the ability to turn $2,000 into $1 million. And let me pull that up here. And we're going to talk a little bit about how it works and whatnot. Let me get this out here. All right. 1 second here. So let me screen capture this. So in the book Pay Trading, and here it is right here. In the book Pay Trading, he basically is talking about how to generate consistent profits on the markets without the pitfalls of day trading. Now, here's the thing about day trading. Everybody knows, sometimes you miss the move. Sometimes, you just get a bad entry. You exit poorly. A trade that you think is a guaranteed winner turns out not to be a guaranteed winner, and you end up huge in the red. With his strategy, this gentleman by the name of Eric Sean, and by the way, I tried to reach out, but again, I saw some post where he got sick. I don't even know if the brother's, or the guy is still alive. I don't know. All I know is his website is pretty much still up, has been defunct, and hadn't been any updates at all. The book was written in 2001 or 2. I can't even really get a complete date on it because he actually doesn't have a date. But the process states that you are to look for earnings winners, or earnings upgrades or downgrades, excuse me, stocks that have been upgraded or downgraded, preferably upgraded. And your job is to look for 1% gain on the pre-10:30 a.m. pullback. All right. So when the stock pulls back, because you guys know how it pulls back on that 10:30 run, that's when you guys are to get into the trade. And I found an excellent stock that played right into his strategy today. Now, the website you would use to find key upgrades or downgrades is marketwatch.com. It's what I use, and I think they do a really great job. Let me put that in the chat room right now. Let me see here. Let me put that in the chat room right now for you guys. Let me see here. Put that in the chat room right now. So that page right there that I just gave you guys in the chat room updates every single morning with the latest upgrades and downgrades. Along with that page, you're going to need access to marketbeat.com. Marketbeat.com is going to give you other analysis in terms of whether or not you want to actually hear maybe the call, the latest earnings call, or earnings projections. Here's the link to the book. All right, before we really get in depth, here's a link to the book. I'm going to put that in the chat room right now. All right, here, that's the link to the book right there. You can go ahead and download the book. So he says, from starting with $2,000, your job is to put your money on the stock that was recently been upgraded that has been showing a bullish momentum. So on the day that a stock was upgraded, for example, today's action, which was Zynga. All right, today Zynga was upgraded. The stock did exactly what he's listed in the book. And again, this book was written almost 16 years ago. The stock on an upgrade gapped up higher today, but then ended up pulling back on some major selling. His take is that you drop your $2,000 with the expectation, or with the good till canceled order, showing that you want to take a 1% profit, in the trade. That's all you're looking for is 1%. 1%. And his system basically says that if you continue to do this over and over and over again, in 1 year, you generate a return of about 83%. Now, I did some back testing on TradingView, because TradingView does have a built-in back testing platform. And the recent Trump move kind of skews everything, because it actually, adding these last 4 or 5 months since Trump been elected, it skews it up to about 135% would have been your gain if you just would have jumped in on upgrades, period. 1% every single day, stocks that were already trending higher or above, significantly above a 200-day moving average. Okay. Download the PDF. Look at what he's talking about, because I actually, I'm looking at the strategy. It actually does work. It actually does work. Now, you're saying to yourself, well, if I start with $2,000 as the initial investment, my goal, again, $1 million in about 10 years. Obviously, if you stretch it out a little bit. Actually, let me correct that. Let me see. That 1% on average once a week, each trade will be the equivalent of 67.8% annualized gain. There it is. All right. Obviously, if you start out with more money, the better it works. So if you start out with $30,000, you can get to $1 million in about 5 years. You'll get there in 5 years. So the more money you have, the better off you'd be. But again, you got to put in all chips in every single trade. And again, you minimize your risk by only looking for 1%. Obviously, if you're looking to get more than that, by all means, do your thing. But a low risk, high return over the long run strategy, this is something you should look at. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys. That's, something I learned today. I wanted to put it out there for you guys who, I don't know, many of you guys don't read. A lot of you do, but, some people don't. So, again, let me put the link out there for the book if you're interested. All right, because that's what it's about, constantly learning different ways to do things to make money. So there's the book. What's going on, Stock God in the building? So go ahead and download that book. All right. So let's get back to these tickers. Getting back to these tickers here. Let me see here, man. And let me see. Let's go back to the filter. And there's so many. Shout out to Africa Emporium, man. What's going on with GLYC, bro? What's going on with this GLYC? I was thinking this is gonna break down today. This thing is still hanging up there like it wants to do it again. I don't know what's going on with this stock, but GLYC, huge move. Well, only 3%, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, this is a stock that's up now from, $4 and what we start off at, $4.25 to now over $13 in a matter of 2.5 weeks, brother. What the hell is going on? Beast mode in that stock, man. Beast mode in that stock. It's still not breaking any kind of trends. I mean, any of my moving averages, as you can see here. Shout out to Bad Scientist, still hanging beautifully on that 4 exponential moving average. So by all means, it's not a short right now. I thought it would break it today. Nope. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it was on target to be shorted, and then they got squeezed as hell. They got squeezed to death. Speaking of squeezes, SORL today as well. Huge squeeze in the morning on SORL. Here was the daily chart right now. SORL still very, very strong. This was an earnings winner, a surprise earnings winner. And the market just really loves the stock, man. Here's the move this morning where you had a rush of momentum and guys got squeezed out. I wasn't in it. I was on a plane coming back home. But on my mobile app, I'm looking at SORL, and shorters just getting annihilated from that strong move from the, 870s to the 910s to 930. Damn, that's a huge candle for a 5-minute. See, now I'm on the damn show. Everybody wants to fucking text me. I think I dropped my, there's my phone. But yeah, huge move by SORL. They're not giving up on it, man. They're not giving up on it. It started with not long ago, 6 months total with your ups and downs, up 40%. Hey Joe, what strategy are you doing right now, man? I remember you talking about doing buying and holding. Are you day trading? Or are you still swing trading? Yeah, I remember you talking about starting with only $500. I think you had mentioned that. This was a while ago too, many months ago. POTN, old promotion play. I guess some of you guys in the chat room still watching POTN. That's CEO, nice guy over there, by the way. Loves to get his stock promoted, to keep it up. But nice move today, 13% move. Yes, indeed. Yeah, shout out to Sure Trader, man. I used to talk a lot of shit about Sure Trader, but I can't deny it, man. I'm really happy over there right now. Really happy over there. And it's not even the margin. It's just, it's not even the margin. It's just the ease of the overall system. You know what I mean? WSTL. Power phones. At least, what I'm saying. Phones and smartphones. I'm not sure what's going on with WSTL. Speaking of telecoms, they're actually looking to remove telecom, the actual category. The New York Stock Exchange. For those of you guys who watch CNBC during the day, they talked about that today. They're looking to remove telecom because the industry is practically non-existent. You only have a few pure telecom stocks, and the ones, the ones that kind of, many of them that are kind of on the edge and, not really all into the business. So they're actually looking to get rid of that category, telecom. Yes, indeed. Yeah, PTGX. That was a huge gap move. PTGX, but the shorters were all over this one. Here is that 1 minute. I think you really see it on the 1 minute. I was watching you guys really report that this morning in the chat room. That huge move, and then obviously it broke that 4 EMA and came right back down. I mean, this is a huge move from 14 down to 12. That's why it's so dangerous if you don't really know what you're doing to play these kind of stocks, because, again, let's get a little closer look here. Here's the one, and this is a 1 minute chart. So the stock opens up, that's a lot of volume. That's a lot of volume, but that's a huge price move from, the low. Actually, it started lower than that. It was like 1187. No, okay, we did open up at 1228. So we opened up at 1228, and from 1228 the high was 1485. That's a huge move. That's a huge move. What's going on, Bad Scientist? Joe says you like high volatility stocks in the morning. If you get in early, wait for the pullback. Okay, so you're doing that kind of thing. All right, that's a very similar play to what we had Stock God talk about, but he's using RSI along with it. It looks like you're playing the pullback and just looking for that second attempt to the high of the day. Interesting. All right, ASTI. Let's go back and look at ASTI here. It's another stock we haven't updated, recently. OTC play. Again, don't know where this is going with this one. Look, I don't want to talk shit about these stocks because, you talk shit about them and then all of a sudden, 2 days later they're up 150%, and you guys call in and make me eat my words. But I'm just kind of curious, what do you see in this one? I'm just curious what you see in it, because I don't see it just yet. Yes, indeed. Stock God mentioned, yeah, the gap and go. All right. Y'all quiet as hell today, man. Not putting up no tickers yet. I want to just look at the ones that I was looking at. Let me see here. CORI. I'm continuing to watch this one. This is another stock that's on my list that been doing, again, very, very well. CORI, pharmaceutical play. Not crazy volume. The market really hasn't really caught on to what's been going on here just yet. But it's had an incredible May, man. It's had an incredible May. This is a stock that I think you guys need to be talking about. I don't know if Tyson Batts is on this yet or not. But again, that's another one of those 2 o'clock on the daily chart patterns I think he likes to look at. Let's look at the 5 minute today. Here was the move today on CORI. As you can see, people started taking profits toward the end of the day. But, another stock that's, multiple day gains, doing very, very, very well, that you guys need to, possibly do some research on and identify whether or not this can, continue going. But as of right now, these moving averages look really nice. And again, Bats, thank you for that 4 exponential moving average, because, it's doing really, really well so far. CORI. Yes, indeed. MYHI OTC, right? Oh, nope, that's not what you're looking for. Hold on. MYHI Mountain High Acquisitions. Don't know much about this company. Under the 200-day moving average. You're playing with fire with this one. As you can see, very bearish momentum. Here's the 200 moving average. We're below that. Here's the 30. We're below that. Here's the 15. We're below that. Looks like the stock just tapped. What was this? That's the 15. Yeah, looks like we just tapped the 15. So, we'll see what happens. But, very, very bearish stock. see, HUSA. Oh, HUSA, energy, oil and gas play. Not a fan. Haven't been a fan in oil and gas in a long time, but I know some of you guys still like it for those quick moves. And yes, you are right. It does have a decent daily chart. And obviously there's been a lot of pullbacks there, as you can see here. But you know, it's hanging tough. And that 15-day moving average, you know, been doing really well holding the stock up, and it's definitely obeying it as well. So 43-cent stock, you know, definitely can be a game changer if, you know, the fundamentals move here. But, you know, find out why is it trading for 43 cents? I mean, they're down there for a reason. Yeah, we talked about DOLV. I mean, it's an animal, man. You know, just as you just said. You know, DOLV crushing it today. But be careful tomorrow. You know, either you're going to build up on these gains, or what's going to happen is the stock is going to come right down on huge selling tomorrow. As you know, you got some people who, again, follow these moving averages, and they're sitting on some really nice gains here. I mean, look at this. You know, May 11th, you're at, you know, what was that? 3.0393? 0.0393 on May 11th. You know? Let me see, calculate. You guys know I gotta do the math on that, man. This is ridiculous. I'm mad at myself. Just looking at the chart, I'm mad at myself because, you know, I've really switched over into using moving averages and kind of getting my own kind of perception out of the decision making. And sure enough, this stock really obeys, you know, that 30-day. And, you know, look at that move, man. Beautiful. From 0.03 to, you know, 12 cents. Let me see here. Why is this percentage calculator? Obviously, it's up almost 400%, but let me see here. Yeah, 300. Actually, let's do 300%. If we just go ahead and just do 3 cent to 12 cent is actually 300%. So, I mean, again, you know, obviously, an OTC play, you're not going to throw all kind of cash at it, but you know, 300% is nothing to disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ben, the Warrior Gap. Okay, so somebody's talking about they got that Warrior Trading course video. Go to the Discord room for that stuff. Yeah, I guess Ben can hook you up there. 4% on LOTE. Huge pump way back when. Don't know what's going on over there now. Don't know what's going on there now. All right, Rocky Mountain High Brands. Oh, love Rocky Mountain High Brands. What's going on here? Here's the crossover. What happened there? This was the 23rd last week. On the 23rd on Rocky Mountain High Brands, nice crossover move there between 15, 4 crossing 15. So very bullish right now on Rocky Mountain High Brands. But again, you know, could be chasing this one. Yeah, Ben, go drop those in the Discord room. Looks like you got some people who want those. I've already got those Warrior Trading videos. But I believe he's got them in a Google Hangout type thing or a Google file, right? I bought mines, wink, wink. Yeah, shout out to Rocky Mountain High Brands, man. Doing good. Jeff Thayer, you say you can't wait to get Robinhood commission free. Yeah, Robinhood's been out for a minute, man. Yes, indeed. Let's go into more tickers here. Back to NASDAQ here. Mankind. Here's Mankind sitting at 8.5% gain today at $1.65. Mankind, this was a stock that was an incredible runner earlier this summer. Yeah, last summer. There it goes. Here's that June 2016 move. It was a very, very good stock back when. Looks like circumstances have changed. And here we have Mankind. Here's the 200 moving average. So a lot of bearish momentum coming in here. We still got a ways to go to get to that 200. But, look, if you're not swinging for the fence, as you know right now, the 4 looks really good on it. And it's doing well over these last multiple days. Yes, indeed. All right, so you just looks like, yeah, he just put it in the chat room. Thank you, 3 hooks. Matthew North, you're saying CYTR helps with cancer? Okay. I'm very suspicious about what's going on with CYTR because, again, when companies have bad news, they tend to want to put that out there as soon as possible. So for a company to already have a clinical trial that you're saying has to do with cancer research, the trial is complete and they're waiting till the June conference here, June 2nd to June 4th, to release the data. I'm hoping that this is like really game-changing data because I have a feeling the word is out. The word is out because somebody's buying heavy in this. So either this is retail getting overly excited, or the word is out and somebody's just loading huge for a big move. And we know that some of these biotechs can easily, because we've seen it right here on the show, easily do 100% plus on not even, the greatest of data to begin with. And I'm not sure what that float is on that stock, but, we know those things can move. 23% move today on ONS. Here's the daily chart. Very bearish stock. Again, looks like some people got squeezed out of this one today. So I'd actually put this possibly on a short watch for tomorrow for my shorters, ONS. Don't know what the data was that got this moving. I don't see any recent news. So it looks like, buyers just won out here and scared some weak shorters out of this. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Here's the 5 minutes. So again, volume is so light. Look at all that. This is very light volume, even on the 5-minute chart. Only 114,000 shares. So I actually take that back now that I see the volume. Only 114,000 shares. This is a stock that's traded very irregularly. Looking at it, only 60,000 is the average. I'd leave that alone. So yeah, never mind on ONCS. Not enough there. Adam Board, what's up, man? 145-ish. Adam, are you talking about 145 million shares on CYTR? When we talk about 145 million on a stock underneath $1, that's actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all when we're talking about a stock underneath $1. Now, if we're talking about a $7 stock with 145 million shares outstanding, then, you're asking, okay, what are the real possibilities here? But under $1, that's something that even, a cat with $100 on Robinhood can participate in. We're talking about something that could really move, that could really possibly move. CPXX. Let me see here. CPXX. Oh, I keep writing it wrong. Oh, CPXX. I'm getting an invalid symbol on that one. Africa Emporium. PNTV. Yeah, PNTV. I was watching PNTV for the breakout. Look at that. I marked it. Didn't take advantage of the move there. But damn, look at that. I marked this a while ago. Nice move here, breaking up that 26% gain today alone. Here's the daily chart for the stock. Nice trend. Look at that. That's a beautiful trend, man. Look at that. Beautiful move here, hugging these moving averages. Again, make sure you get into the Discord room. Take advantage. I did plug that 101 money-making moving averages in the chat room. I think it is pinned over there, so you can go ahead and download it from over there. If you're losing on your trades and you're really not having want to take yourself out of the equation, moving averages have been a huge help. Huge help for me. PT. All right, let's look at that. ASCO. Let me see here. ASCO. Okay, that's ASCO. I'm not finding the ASCO. Let me see here. CPXX. Yeah, I'm not getting any tickers on the CPXX, brother. PSTG Pure Storage up $13, 2.5% gain today, breaking that 200 moving average. And you had looks like buyers came in, nice additional volume coming in over the last 2 days in the stock. What was the reason for that gap and change there? I mean, huge gap up. Was this an earnings winner? Let's take a look at it. Yes. Oh, actually it was. Earnings surprise. And speaking of some of these earnings surprises, man, you would think that by now some of these from last week going to start consolidating a little bit or even breaking down. And no way, Jose. I mean, one stock that I'm just so pissed off at that continues to, irritate the shit out of me is the Container Store. For those of you guys who don't know, the Container Store is an overrated, expensive, basically box store where they sell, anything from plastic to paper boxes for 3 to 4 to 5 times what you would get them at Walmart or some of these other discount retailers. But it's got a very uppity vibe when you go into the stores. It's very uppity. You got people working there who are, for the most part overpaid, selling these little boxes and whatnot. So you've got a lot of people who are going into the store because, they got issues about shopping at Walmart and shit like that. And they're paying, those prices for containers. It was an earnings surprise. And the stock just continues to fight, man. It continues to fight every single morning. The shorts. Almost every morning. This is the 30th. This was today's move. Here was the last week's move. So every single morning, here was the day before that. I think that was Wednesday of last week. So every single day, the shorters, are coming in there trying to break it down. But these buyers just are buying these dips. They are just buying these dips. I want every single piece of the Container Store because, at the end of the day, the blueprint is the fundamentals are horrible. I mean, the fundamentals are pretty much horrible, but they're holding it up. They're holding it up. I just and actually tiny float too. That's true. And it trades at a relatively low PE. It trades at a very relatively low PE. I think it was just 12. So look, they're fighting hard, but eventually it'll crack. But then again, I said the same thing about SORL, and that's another one that's just some earnings winner that continues to do well. FNJN, it was another earnings surprise winner. Finally gave out today. It started to give back. This is what I want to see in those Container Store and SORL. This is what you expect to happen, but again, not even as aggressively as I was expecting. 265 is where I'm looking to either get in on that, hopefully coming back down to the 220s, but again, we're just watching it. So Brian B, you said the fundamentals for TCS is misleading. Now Brian, what do you mean by that? Good or bad? Are you saying that that they look ugly but it's actually doing better than what we think it is? Let's go to GIGL. GIGL at 196, up a percent, 1.96% gain today at 7 cents a share. GIGL. I'm like, is this again? Using that 200-day, as you can see there on the stock. I don't know. I'm afraid. I mean, how many times can you continue to go back and tap that? How many times can you continue to tap that? That company's got to do something ASAP because, it started off March, April, really, really good with a lot of PR, a lot of updates, and now these OTC companies is like the owners get their money and then they're like, fuck it, we're not putting out any info on it. Similar stock, AMLH. I've been telling people this for the last week and a half. It needs 0.0033. I think that's where your bottom is at. So we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow if that's truly, where the support is on AMLH. Believe it or not, I actually want to get a piece of this, man. I've talked a lot of shit about this company because I knew that the first move was unwarranted. I think they did a little bit too much too soon, man. They could have, slowly kind of came out, but it is what it is. This could be an opportunity to get in on, what could be something really good here. I've been watching that guy's videos. His name is, what's his name? Christian Bishop. Brother, I'm saying, putting himself out there doing some big things. And, but again, sitting on just above what I think support is going to be at. Rodrigo Lopez, absolutely, man. Shorting, intraday is what I do. It's actually what I prefer to do. I was so horrible going long, trying people's long strategies. That's why I'm still looking for a decent long strategy. I'm still looking for a decent, reliable long strategy. And I love this pay trading strategy that we talked about earlier today with a 1%, because I can do 1% every single day on upgrades. I can definitely do that every single day on upgrades. Along with, again, that website I gave you guys, marketbeat.com, to look at a little bit of deeper info on the stock. And then for your upgrades and downgrades, you don't have to pay for it. There are a lot of websites that will charge you $50 a month to get all the upgrades and downgrades, but marketwatch.com, again, gives them to you absolutely free. Right there at the link I just posted it. Upgrades and downgrades every single morning. By typically about 8 o'clock, I've noticed when I refresh, they're already there. All right. You can go to upgrades as far back as, I think it's like 6 days or something like that. 7 days. I think 7 days. Every 7 days they update the whole list. But the new ones are they generate every morning. All right. Africa Emporium is 9:50 to 10 a.m. Yeah, Africa Emporium. I wanted to get with you, man. We can do a show like I've done with Stygod and Wolves of Wall Street. And shout out to Wolves of Wall Street, man. The brother generated, I think it was like $7,000 today. The man did $7,000, I think, today. Let me see. Was that today? Yeah, that was today. 6,000. Excuse me, 6,000. 30 minutes. That was his tweet. 30 minutes of work. $6,000 today. Now, again, the brother told you he uses as many as 25 different indicators. And we didn't even really touch on all the indicators he uses. I know he does Fibonacci stuff. He uses a whole bunch of moving averages and whatnot. But $6,000 gain today alone. Didn't see what he was playing. But he did post it, and I retweeted it from my page. I did retweet it from my page. $6,000 gain today. PTGX. I think it was PTGX on the dip, right? Profit short to cover. I think it was TGTX and a couple other ones. So shout out to him, man. That's insane, man. $7,000. Yeah, he's been killing it. GTRL. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Go ahead and like this right now. I only got 60 likes, man. Go ahead and get that up for me, man. Please like this. And yeah, we're rebranding everything. Came up with the name American Trader or American Investor. So everything's getting rebranded and stuff like that. I'm trying to build up the Twitter page. I think I got like 20 followers and stuff like that. Some shit like that. Y'all gotta teach me how to build up Instagram, because I really don't know Instagram that well. Etsy, ETSY. He played ETSY, Etsy. All right, okay. Here's the daily chart in Etsy. I'm guessing, what did he play though? To the short side? Here, let me look at the 5-minute here. Here's the 5-minute. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. I see the move now. There it is. That's a classic. Wolves of Wall Street. He's a shorter as well. Does a couple longs, but I would say 75% of his moves are shorting. And there's the move right there. Wow. Beautiful move there. ETSY. Here's the 5-minute. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Not bad. Gerardo, yeah, it's on Market Watch. Let me give you the link again. All the upgrades, downgrades are on Market Watch. Are all on Market Watch. And it's so interesting because, you know, that all goes into that Elma Sud strategy that I always talk about. You know, stocks that I like to play. You know, Elma Suds. You know, it's a good thing for you to remember. An old lady by the name of Elma Suds. Elma earnings, lawsuits, mergers, acquisitions, Suds, splits, upgrades, downgrades, and I would say reverse splits is the last S. Actually, the first S stands for stock offerings or IPOs. And then the last S is splits. Elma Suds. And if you focus on stocks that are all Elma Suds, you'll always have a play. If you focus on that every single morning, you look for stocks within Elma Suds, you'll always have a play. You'll always have a play. And I got a video on Elma Suds. You can look it up on my channel. You said Lino was the play of the day? Yeah, this is a stock that I completely missed. Here's the morning move in LINU. LINU, a stock that I do have on for tomorrow. I think that's a stock you got to be paying attention to tomorrow. LINU, another one SORL, CYTR for continued gains in CYTR. You know, these guys are really buying that up, man. I don't know what's going on. Be careful for some profit taking. But if you want to talk about, you know, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, you know, or 9:30 to 9:40, or, you know, that kind of AM move, these are the stocks that are really delivering, you know, those quick moves in the morning. What else? Let me see. Is that stock still CLSN? Are we still doing anything there? Nope. Looks like we're... All right. That looks like that was done. That was a good mover, if you guys remember, about a week or so ago. Nope. Looks like that's good night. HMNY, HMNY, I think. Yeah, HMNY. I saw that do well today, up 8%. This was a stock that, you know, tried to do something last week, ended up crashing hard. After a gap up opening. What day was that? That was the 23rd. And shorter's paradise on that one. Yeah, SORL, another gap and go. Yeah, that one, you know, beautiful move, man. Beautiful. Here's the daily chart, but again, doing very well in the mornings. Another stock you need to be paying attention for those of you guys who like to go long. Let me see here. Another one that people like to buy. Let me see here. ZSAN. No, okay, it looks like down 1%. Biotech play ZSAN. This is one that's got a lot of spikeability to it, but looks like hasn't done much today. Didn't do much today. What was that MTSC stock I saw this morning as well? Is it MT? Let me find it, man. Let me find that MT stock that I know. It was a stupid runner about a week and a half ago. Stupid runner. Somebody here has that ticker. What's that ticker? MTCS or something like that? MTBC? MTBC. There it is. MTBC. Low float. Yeah, low float. You know, low float on this one. Nobody even knows why the hell it's running. Had a good morning. Another stock with a really good morning. volume is, all in the morning when it comes to this thing. Didn't get as strong of an opening. I thought, you would see a little bit more volume at the 9:30 to 10:30. I'm seeing a lot of volume coming in at noon before cracking. But MTBC, another low flow play. I think that has only like 7 million shares out there. Something stupid low like that. So really scary stock to short. But another stock that was had a really good morning. Look at that 9:30 to 12 move here from 192 to 212. Nice move. Nice move. Yeah, no catalyst though. Absolutely no catalyst, but interesting move there. MTBC, Africa Emporium. You said there is a. Oh, so there's a catalyst. Live conference call tomorrow. Is that going to be in the morning? Let me see here. DAC up after hours. Okay, put DAC. I don't know about that volume, man. I don't know about that volume. I see the move today, though, 8%, but 130,000 shares? Shit, man. Waiting 5 minutes to get your stock order. I don't know about that move, but you say they got some news after hours. Yeah, that could put it on the map, man. We've seen some stocks here that, don't trade at all, and all of a sudden, some good news puts it on the map. For example, the biggest gainer on the market today was a stock that regularly traded only 40,000 shares. Let me find that real quick. What was that? The biggest gainer today? PTGX. PTGX. Actually, it's lower than that. Had an average only 14,000 shares traded daily. 14,000. Today traded almost 3.2 million. So yeah, we know good news can bring the attention and bring the money, man. So DAC, I'm not shitting on the play. Only 130,000 shares traded today. He's saying it's up after hours. Let's see if we get, that attention comes up early in the AM, because we see what happens when these companies release good news. AM move, you had the gap up. Let's see, you had the gap up, then you had the run up. By the way, we showed on the 1 minute chart what happens if you're not careful on that 1 minute. Let's see here. Here's that. Put it on the 2 just to get a little closer to the action here. But as you can see here, people got a little bit overexcited. And buyers definitely rejected those higher $14 prices on the stock. All right. Yes, indeed. XTNT, 700, almost 800,000 shares. Look at the daily. All right, so bullish momentum on the daily. Looks like momentum on the daily. Go to 1 minute. Here's the 1 minute chart. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, I see the AM move. What was the news? Extant Medical announces rescheduling of annual meeting. I don't know what the AM move was about. All right. Yeah, not sure what that AM move was about. MTBC, yeah, we just got done talking about MTBC. BPMX, 64 cents a share. Biopharmax, 64. I don't know. Let's look at the daily chart and see what we're looking at here. All right, so we had the stock gap down from 85 cents. Look like probably some bad news came out here. Earnings coming up. Looks like we're saying earnings June 13th. Don't know what that's about. I'm not going to expect a 64-cent biotech going to knock it out the park, because obviously there's probably not making any money at all. But you never know with these things, so they'll run on bad news. KSIX. All right. OTC play. All right, looks like you missed the move there, man. Had a great beginning of May. Last couple days here looks like things are turning around here. Here's that 200-day moving average. Looks like it acted like a wall there, man. Unless we're going to get a second attempt. Actually tried it 2 times. Almost like you're trying to get a head and shoulders, but almost, or actually got a double top if you really, let me see here. Man, a nice move in December, September to December, from 10 cent to 45 cent. Oof. I swear, some of these OTCs, man. But, yeah, I mean, you might have missed the move there on K6, man. You might have missed the move there on K6. XTNT, 58 cents after hours. XTNT, let's look at that. Where are we at right now? 52 cent after hours, 58 cents. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. Almost 1 million shares traded today. You guys know, I don't know what the float is. Let's look at what the float is. XTNT. Let me get back into that. That's XTNT. Let me see here, because I know Equity Feed sometimes doesn't have all the floats of these companies. XTNT. Fundamental share structure, 6.6 million. Woo. Woo. Okay. 6.6 million shares floating, and it's only 52 cents a share? Yeah, put it on your list, man. Put it on your list for tomorrow, man. Put it on your list for tomorrow, man. Hey, put it on your list for tomorrow. Damn. Yeah, we'll see what can happen, man. You never know, but low float. You gotta see what could happen there. You gotta see what could happen. I see somebody bringing up AVGR. I remember looking at this a while ago. AVGR Nasdaq play. Very bearish. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's get rid of that 200-day moving average, man. We're really beat up here. Here's the 30-day moving average, so very, very beat up. AVGR, nice 2-day move here. Cracking above the 15 with that candlestick today. A lot of volume coming in here on this daily mark. A lot of volume today. 2.82 million shares. Hasn't seen that kind of volume in a long time. A nice move by AVGR. Let's see if it can maintain it, man. If it can maintain it, more power to it. If you can maintain it. 646, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, good. Sorry, good evening, South One.
Hey, what's up, man?
Excuse me, sorry. I'm a little under the weather. Hey, I have a question. So, I recently opened a Robinhood account. Just wanted to try, trading without those commissions, having those little gains, 3%, whatever. But, maybe you might know the answer, or one of your viewers here. But the question is, so on Friday, I was out of the day trade on Friday. Mm-hmm. And I traded MNKD, close. I wanted to swing trade it, so I bought it like at 3:30. Mm-hmm. And then I sold it today, right? I was still out of day trades. And then I sold it today at, early in the morning.
Okay.
For some profit.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow is supposed to be my I'm supposed to have tomorrow another available day trade. So then, I don't know, for some reason, like at 350 or 359, I rebought that same stock, right?
Okay.
For a swing trade. And then it said that I was over my limit for day trades. Then I did some research on Robinhood, and they said that I don't, if you sell and then buy the same stock, consider a day trade.
Yeah.
I don't know, how does that work? Because I was always under the impression that buying, if you're swinging, you buy the night before and then you sell the next day, and that's not considered a day trade.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's really interesting, yeah, but it was the same stock. So here's the thing.
It was the same stock.
Yeah, it was the same stock. Here's the thing. You can do an overnight, Mankind night before, the day before, let's say, the first, sell it on the second. That's not a day trade. But if you go back in the same day, same stock, it's considered a day trade.
I see. Now, since I don't have any more day trades, and I'm holding this stock overnight. So if I sell tomorrow, am I going to be considered under the PDT rule?
You shouldn't. You should be able to sell tomorrow. You
should be able
yeah,
to,
you
right?
should be able to sell tomorrow. You weren't able to sell today because again, it was a day trade in the same security. You should be able to sell tomorrow with
Okay.
with that position, even though you don't have any day trades. Although I think you said you're going to have one tomorrow, though, right?
Well, no, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but as soon as 4 o'clock hit, Robinhood,
Okay.
it opened up. It shows you how many day trades you've done, right?
Yeah.
So it opened up one of the slots, and then immediately filled it right with the ticker of Mankind.
Okay,
So in other words, I don't have any more day trades. But I'm afraid that if I sell tomorrow, it's just because going to stock now, I believe that it's been going up little by little.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought it on Friday, I bought it at 145.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Sold it for some profit.
Yeah.
And then I rebought it because I saw some momentum on this stock, and then on daily, the RSI looks like it's going to hit the oversold, so it's moving up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 190 would be the next resistance level. So that's why I sort of felt like this stock would give me at least another 8 to 9%, and which is why I bought back in, even though I don't have any more day trades. But that was just my concern for tomorrow, thinking that I won't be able to sell.
Yeah. You'll be fine tomorrow. I mean, nice swing, by the way, but that too.
Yeah, I got lucky, but I've been learning this RSI, and I've been working on with the 4 and 8 moving average, and it's helping out. It's helping out identify these long trades too.
Yes, indeed.
On the daily chart, for instance. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your help.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for the call, bro.
Okay, too easy.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to him. That's a good trade, man. That was a good trade. That was a good swing on his part, man. It's a really good swing on his part, man. I mean, you're looking at an entry here on the 24th at 129. Now getting in, let's say you got out today at that 165 close price. That's a nice trade. It's a nice trade for a stock that cheap, Nice swing. NIHD. All right. 2 candlesticks is really aggressive here. 2 very aggressive candlesticks here on NIHD. Nice move here. 11% gain. Wow, 8 million shares traded today. That's a lot. You don't have to let me know 3 hooks why this is on the map. Although I would continue to watch this. I'd put this on your list tomorrow. Let's see what the action was today on the 1-minute chart. Let's zoom into this morning's action. Oh, okay, that was ugly in the morning. We gotta figure, where did it open up at? 79. Okay, I'm hoping that 79 was like right here. Then it opened up right here, and that drop was from last Friday. Yeah, okay. It was. I guess it was because we opened up at 79 cents. So that was the open. Nice move. I see here 79.84 in the AM from you were at what? You were at 80. Shit, you almost at 88. Just an hour later, hour and 10 minutes later, you were up almost 10 cents a share. Nice move. FLSR, I don't know. Don't know what's going on FLSR. Obviously, it's an OTC play. Somebody's pushing it somewhere. You're just going to have to find out. BORN, Born Big Gainer. We just got done talking about stocks that just go nuts. Stocks that just go nuts, that are low float, low volume, and all of a sudden they put out some good news. And Born was an earnings winner. And Chinese company, so had a lot of things going for it. You got some people out there who love the Chinese stuff. Although I kind of see it as a possible short tomorrow, but this is another stock that I believe has an incredibly low float. BORN, so be very careful. You actually could see this run again tomorrow on that earnings situation. BORN. Yeah, that could very well run tomorrow. So I wouldn't count that out. Where are they at on the 200? Okay, wow, today's move. They crushed above over the 200 moving average with that look at that gap. Look at that gap, man. You opened up at 132 before closing last week in 120s. Incredible move. Absolutely incredible move. Absolutely incredible move. You know. Yes, indeed, man. Man. BTCS, 7% gain today. Bitcoin play. You know, that again, this is another one of those companies that's doing really well on that Bitcoin move. I'm not sure where Bitcoin is now. Let's take a look at. It's like Bitcoin. Where are we at now? Bitcoin dollar. This is the live Bitcoin dollar chart. Let's look at the one minute. Here's a live 1 minute chart of Bitcoin dollar. I don't even know if the market is open right now. $2,204 for every single Bitcoin. That's insane. That's insane. That right there tells me everything I need to know about, you know, what people think about, you know, what's going on right now. Look at just the move since March, man. This is the move since March. I mean, at March we were talking about $1,100. Now we're at $2,200. Incredible move here in Bitcoin. Stock guy, you said that Gap and Go is also on Born. Yeah, put it on your list for tomorrow. Put it on your list for tomorrow. And again, for you guys, shout out to Equity Feed. Get 2 weeks free, no credit card required. You know, all you got to do really to catch these kind of Gap and Go plays in the morning, which are really good for, you know, shorts and longs, set your scanners to look for a 3% opening, and the 3% at least opening, minimum of at least, I don't know, anywhere between 150 to 200, about 150,000 shares, because you don't want to wait too long. You want to catch at least an early move. So 3%, 150,000 shares, you know, and then obviously nothing over 7, because very rarely you see a stock over $7 in a Gap and Go kind of thing. Typically, it'll be a lot of stocks under $7. Now you'll see them run sometimes past the 7s, like we saw GLYC, for example. GLYC, you know, that was a stock where, you know, what was that? Let's zoom in on the daily. Here's the daily. You had the stock start off at 516. Again, you would have caught it on your scanner if you would have put in 3% minimum opening. All right, opens up 3% higher above. You catch it. Any stock under $7, and sure enough, it's ran to the 14, 15s, you know, and pulled back slightly. But that's the way you want to catch those. Yeah, you don't want to put your shares too low, because then you'll have, you know, you'll see a lot of trash, you know, in there. So you want to, but you don't want to keep your volume too high either, because then you could miss 930 to 945 because your volume is, you know, on the scan is too high. All right. Yes, indeed, man. What's going on, Charles Walker? Keep an eye on Litecoin, Ethereum, and Listcoin. Man, see, there's so many of these alternative currencies that I've got to learn more about. You know, I don't know anything. You just said Listcoin. I have no idea what Listcoin is. I'm going to have to do my research on that. But I do know that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's something critically wrong with you know, the way we're spending and printing dollars. And then also, you know, the fact that we're burning through our relationships. As you guys know, we had the German counselor come out and say they can't trust America. I mean, that's huge, man. You know, we practically saved Germany from itself. You know, and then you had the East Germany, West Germany thing, and here this country's coming out and saying, you know, we can't fuck with y'all no more. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. DITII, 12% gain today, 0037. Nice move there. Let's zoom in a little bit. Crossing that 15-day moving average. Looking like a revival pattern, man. Looking like that revival pattern that I show here a lot. That revival pattern where you have that stock coming from very bearish momentum, all of a sudden now creating some hills and valleys. DITII. Yeah, maybe all the sellers are gone. Maybe all the sellers are gone. We'll see. What's going on, Jay West? You said Germany's in Bitcoin big? Yeah, those European countries, they know what they're talking about, man. These European guys, these guys in these European countries, they're on that cryptocurrency stuff. They are well above it. I mean, they're already accepting it. You can already, take public transportation using their stuff. I mean, it's just, they're on top of it. They're on top of it. They're like what the Japanese are to money. I mean, they when it comes to these currencies, they're on top of it. Because again, Europe has a rich history when it comes to currencies and understanding that the forex market. That's why most European traders they're all about the foreign exchange markets. They're all about the forex over there. The forex is a big deal over there. 318, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Sal? It's RT, man.
Hey, RT, what's up with you, bro?
Oh, man, just checking out your little show, man. And, I had told you I was dropping some bread in that Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going for me,
Okay.
I've been buying some physical gold.
Okay.
And I'm wondering how them prices gonna work with that. What them gold prices normally go up when the market go down, right?
Yeah. So when there's anxiety on the the whole in the global markets period, or anxiety regarding what's going on in the government here in America, yeah, people go to physical gold or silver or just commodities in general for protection. You know what I'm saying? So. We haven't reached that stage yet, but obviously we've got a lot of things that are developing where you want to be able to take advantage of, these lower gold prices right now, because you don't actually want to be waiting till that happens for you to, jump on gold, So I think you're doing yourself a good thing, getting some physical gold. That's a good thing.
Yeah, because I've been, already been holding some silver, but that's been garbage, man. That silver haven't been moving in years.
Oh yeah, I mean, but then again, how old are you, man?
For me, I'm like 49.
49? Okay. I mean, but look, obviously you've seen in your lifetime silver at much higher prices. So I don't know when you bought that silver, but we've been in a very, very bullish market now for if to be honest, in the last almost like 4 or 5 years. So if you bought silver at any time between then, you bought it at a huge discount. Now, I'm a big believer that, there's going to be a huge correction of the United States, financial system in general, where people like you who have made investments in silver and gold are going to really be sitting pretty. So I just wouldn't judge it just quickly, man. I think you just continue to hold and live your life.
Yeah, I got it in the safe. Hey, I got some tickers I want you to check out for me.
Go ahead.
I got a AMC.
AMC. All right, the movie theaters. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of movie theaters. I mean, you got streaming right now. A lot of them, I think they had one of the worst. They had one of the worst weekends in movie history this week for a holiday. So they're getting killed right now, man. The movie business in general is getting killed. You got a few blockbusters here and there. But in general, man, the movie business hasn't been doing very, very well. And you've seen a lot of people who why go to the movies and possibly get shot and killed when you can just enjoy that shit in your own home? So I'm not a big fan of movie theaters, but I think you probably should take your money elsewhere.
All right. What about WSR?
see here. WSR. All right. Real Estate Investment Trust. Again, man, very bearish stock. I really want you to probably start. You might want to look into, using moving averages, because here's another opportunity where, if you would have pulled up a daily chart with a decent moving average, you would have seen that this stock, hasn't been doing very, very well. It didn't do well today. Obviously, there's some issues going on there that you probably want to stay away from, but not doing so well on WSR.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been looking at these because of the I'm into that dividend.
Okay.
And they got some ex-dividend dates coming up.
Okay, yeah.
So
I mean, if it's a short-term dividend play, then yeah, that makes more sense. If you're just looking for, the opportunity to get in, just find out again how long you have had to be in the stock to get the dividends. You got some companies that have different rules. Some companies say 6 months, some say 9, some say 3, some say a year before you're eligible for a dividend. So, just make sure you know what that rule is, and do your thing.
All right. Hey, I got one more. NAVI.
NAVI. All right. So this one, okay. Now this one, doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's been doing very well these last couple weeks. Stay on top of it. Navient Corporation, consumer lending. Yeah, not familiar with the company, but again, this is a chart that looks like was recently beat up, and looks like the selling has subsided. So it looks like you're going in the right direction with this one. So we'll see. Just take it day for day.
All right. I appreciate you, Sal.
Not a problem, man.
I was trying to holler at you before this little female show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate it. Do your thing, man. Thanks for watching.
All right. Be safe.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. And going back to the movies things, like I said, man, somebody brought up the Fire Stick. I just got myself a Fire Stick not too long ago. Actually, an Android box. I got the Android box. But again, man, just load up the Kodi, and you can watch any movie you want, man. Sometimes the episodes load up the same damn day. I've had episodes load up like 30 minutes after they got shown on live television. And yes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I go to the movies, I'll be feeling like a motherfucker about to get shot, man. And I've said that several times here on the show. When you go with your family member or significant other to the movies, the movie's an hour in and you see a motherfucker come around that corner, you paying attention to that motherfucker because you don't know what the fuck he's doing. Excuse my language. God, excuse my language. But at the same time, let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. You go to the movie theater with your guard up now. It's not the same way, especially if you go into the movie theater in some of these quote-unquote good neighborhoods. I feel safer at the hood movie theater than I do at the uppity, nice neighborhood movie theater. Yeah, at the hood theater, you might have some people talking and, but at least inside the movie, you're not going to get shot. You go to the nice movie place in the good neighborhood, quote-unquote. And by the way, the good neighborhoods is where all the freaky shit happens. All the child molesters and motherfuckers, that's where they all be staying at. And that's, quote unquote, the good neighborhoods. They be sick motherfuckers living in those communities. Jamal Lewis, you said you work in the film industry. It's all about international sales. Yeah, the Chinese and all of them. 251, you're on the air. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, sir? This is Anthony, man.
Hey, what's up with you, Anthony?
Nothing much, man. Look, the guy just called in. I wanted to tell him, man, if he buying gold and silver coin, don't buy no bullshit coins. Buy the gold, the gold eagle and the walking liberty, silver liberty. Those are the two coins.
Well, okay, so you're talking about buying gold and silver coins that were once accepted currencies? That's basically what you're talking about, like old U.S. coins?
U.S. coins, yeah.
Okay.
Those are actually currencies. You can actually spend that. You can actually spend those.
Okay.
You know, it's the Liberty. It's the gold. I collect them. I
Yeah.
buy them.
Okay.
Because I know what's coming down the pipe. Because if you listen to this former senator Ron, I think it's Ron Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Paul.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron Paul.
Yeah, he talks about where the market is and what it's going to do. Sort of like you been hoping, and saying that, you hope it collapse.
Yeah.
So what he was saying, what he was saying is you need to have physical gold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to invest some in the market, but have physical gold. I buy I try to buy me 2 or 3 pieces every payday,
Mm-hmm.
or when I do a big job. And I know this here is Friday show talking stuff, but I just wanted to remind him and other people, I do collect gold and silver coins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, silver, I bought silver coins last year, year before last. Hell, it was $14 an ounce. Shit, I mean, now it's $17 an ounce. Sometimes it jump up to $22, $21 an ounce.
Yeah.
It just depends. You got to hold it, man. I mean, he 40. What did he say he was? 49.
Yeah, he said it was like 40, 48, something like that.
You can, and hell, I know if he got any kids, hell, he looking at it the wrong way. Hell, making a life for your kids, even if you may not see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like my son and grandchildren, if he have any.
Right.
They'll be set for life.
Yeah. There it is, man.
But that gold, that gold eagle, that damn coin ain't no joke. Cause I got like 1/10 of an ounce gold coin. I mean, they smaller than a damn dime, and I'm paying like $130 for it.
Okay.
So you can see what it's gonna be worth. I got different ones, man. But anyway, that's what you need to invest in. Don't invest in just gold from like other countries, because it's a premium on that stuff too.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So that matters.
That is true. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Yes, indeed, man. Thank you for the call, Anthony. Appreciate it, man. And look, I see where he's going, man. He's absolutely right on that. And again, we can turn that into a whole episode on the importance of gold. But again, when I'm looking at statistics and demographic changes, and we're talking about so-and-so being the dominant, yet they are only less than 25% of investors in the market, and the people who make up the dominant society right now are the 70%, and yet they're not, obviously a lot of them in that stage where they're, unfortunately, let's be honest, they're dying off. Who's going to make up that volume? Who's going to continue to sustain these prices? So that's where my, theory of a huge change in the way the market is held up, man. It's coming. Incredible generational, incredible wealth transfer is going to be happening. And people who are prepared for it, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. Neighborhoods you never thought you could live in, you'll be able to live in. Businesses you never thought you'd be able to get, started, and you'll be able to start. So, again, you just got to be prepared. PRKR, Parker Vision Incorporated. Let me see here, 3% gain today. Daily chart. Look at that. What happened there? I mean, you had a huge range, but you just couldn't hold it. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. PRKR, huge range. Look at that morning. And it just couldn't really hold it at all. Man, I missed that opportunity. Look at that. That would have been a great short. No way, Jose. Yeah, Anthony. A good question, somebody in the chat room. Where do you get your gold and silver from, man? Obviously, I don't know if those 800 numbers, you see on TV, fake coins they sell. A lot of them just knockoff remakes. ELED. Everybody's excited. I see on the OTC space with ELED. What are y'all seeing in this? If you go on Twitter and you type in ELED, people are going nuts over this stock. But I'm looking at a stock that's, for the last couple of days haven't been doing so well. All right. So before I get you guys out of here, again, we talked about LINU, SORL, CYTR. What else is going to be a possible runner tomorrow? MTBC, another low float runner that has, somebody mentioned a conference call tomorrow. Oh, yeah, the smart money's already loading up on gold and silver, man. I mean, again, I'm not going to beat that topic to death, but, people who are intelligent, who understand, risk, they are already in a situation where 10% of their portfolio is already in those kind of investments. All right, and whether the market is good or bad, they're just continuing to put themselves in those kind of situations where 10% of their portfolio, it is what it is. All right, 202, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, what's going on, man? It's African Emporium.
Hey, Africa, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just want you to check out this one thing. And I know you're trying to get everybody out of here, and it's weird. I even hate to call in about it, but I just want to hear your take on this UMHL play that went up 12,440%.
UMHL?
Yes.
Let me see your UMHL.
Bottomed out at 0002 and then.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. I was waiting for somebody to bring this one up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned it last Friday or Thursday, I think, and I was telling people, I was like, man, this is weird. Nobody even else spoke about it. I'm like, and I put some charts in the Discord about it too, but that's 12,400%, man. If somebody just bought it at the 0002 and caught the spike and sold it quick, like a hotkey trade or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, you would have had to be really quick with that. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right ticker here, because I remember seeing somebody talk about that. Let me see.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's something I wouldn't naturally play, but I just wanted to hear your take on that, because I know you go hard on the OTCs, and man, that would change the bank account there.
Yeah. Oh man, are you kidding me? I mean, somebody made a killing on it. A lot of people don't realize, when these stocks move, there's somebody who was already in there, or sometimes it's accidental. They just wake up and, oh, good Lord, look at my account, But yeah, incredible move, man. But I don't see it building up on this. We'll see what happens. But super low volume for the most part.
Yeah, it's low volume, and I think it went from like 3 cents today up to like 14 and spiked and came back. So it's a weird stock. They current on the OTC, on the OTC market. I checked their financials and everything, and they're current. And Morningstar gave it a 5-star rating. But these old crazy plays that you just don't see happening sometimes, but man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody who has probably an email list. They sent out an email and they were just waiting, you know what I mean? And sure enough, if you got the email, great, you played it, but you ended up getting burned if you didn't know what you was doing.
Yeah, you'd have to buy it at 0002 and it bottomed out.
Yeah.
Crazy play. I just wanted to put that out there as a, the whack move of the last couple of days of trading.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed.
Awesome, man. Keep up the good job, Sal, man. Like I said, we in here building, so.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey, in African Emporium, man, thank you for what you're doing in the Discord room, man. A lot of people are getting a lot of help from you, man. Like, I keep hearing, just, man, thank you, African Emporium, thank you. And I see that stuff, man. And, again, I'm so appreciative of, the knowledge that you're putting in these people, man.
Hey, it's my honor, man. I'm learning daily, and I just want to share it, man. My thing is, let's use this collective think tank to our advantage. Obviously what you're doing and providing that platform, and it's just priceless, man. I can only see us going up from here. I'm just looking forward to the moment when you're starting to get you some books out there, get you some DVD classes going yourself. You need to benefit off your work, man.
Yes,
I know it's coming, but I'm always going to say that because I want people to get that in their mind that, at some point we need to be able to kind of contribute more than just kind of showing up to the show.
Appreciate it, man.
If people's time is valuable.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's my honor, man. Happy trail for tomorrow.
All right. Thanks a lot, Africa Emporium. Yeah, man. Shout out to those tips, because I mean the DVD is coming. The DVD is coming. I'm put out a little clip on that the other day. So but I want to put out a DVD that's like, I can never make it I can't ever make it. I want to put out a classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, how rappers put out classic shit and it's like 10 years is still good. Obviously everything ages over time, but I want to put out good stuff that I can continue to use for years. Anthony, I saw you try to call up again. Give me a call. But yeah, I'm going to start pushing my own stuff. Like I said, the rebranding. You can see on the Twitter page my new logo, stuff like that. I'm getting some things changed and whatnot. Got an intro made. So a lot of good things is coming up, man. Yes, indeed. And shout out to Stock God, Africa Emporium, all the people contributing, man. Pray to God they never get tired of helping you new people, because, it's really going to be a horrible day if these guys get tired of helping you. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we've discussed so many tickers today. You guys have already gotten the stocks that should be hot tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to discuss what ran. And, call in and tell me how you traded the day, man. And stocks that could run for Wednesday. 843, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey. This is George Snackbean. I think my computer's behind. Let me turn my fire now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my picture's behind. Anyway, this is my second time calling. I appreciate you taking my call again.
Okay.
I've been still watching the show and lurking in the background. I looked at that LNTH again. I mentioned it some time ago. That thing is still going strong.
Yeah, what's the ticker again?
LNTH.
LNGH?
T in town.
Oh, LNTH.
Yeah.
Lantheus Holdings Corp. Diagnostic Testing Healthcare Stock. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's doing very well.
I don't know why my picture. I'm looking at you about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's a slight delay. But you're live. It'll catch up.
Okay. I think we had a little rain over here. The internet might be delayed from the clouds and stuff. But anyway, I see a few people come on. They were talking about trading, and some were talking about they was in the chat room talking about losing money a few times.
Yeah, that comes with the territory.
Trading. I found it to be a trader. You got to be real serious about that thing. You have to study and learn.
Absolutely.
And you find your own niche to get it to go. Everybody got a little different. You have to put a little different twist on it. I learned from everybody, but it seems like you end up with your own little way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some of the charts they put up don't have any. Like I look for. I think some people playing stocks that already ran.
Yeah.
Waiting on them to come down and run again. And someone, I don't know if African Emporium, someone mentioned last week about stock having its own character.
Yeah.
And I like to look at about the 20-day or sometimes go back to the 180-day chart and go on up to the 1 minute and see what's happening during that time, and you get a pretty good idea of when it's going to run, how many times it runs. Some start running once a year, some run every couple of days, some will run, several times a week. But you pick one that runs a year. If you miss that run, best to leave that stock alone.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like some of I'm new, and I'll pick that up on that. Some of the new folks seem like they haven't quite found that yet. That the stock has to be set up right before you get in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard one guy saying, about a couple of weeks ago, said, tell us something. That was good. Tell us something about the one that lost money, but it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
should be losing money if you play it. And like this spike just a few minutes ago, a spike like that, somebody won money, but most people lost. Stop, spike up and go back down so quick. So sometimes I don't have time to watch them. I just guess how high things going to go and be a little conservative and set my sell point a little less than what I think it's going to be. So I make sure I win the stop.
Yeah.
I learned not to try to get the whole thing. You can't go all the way up to the top all the time because you're going to end up losing. As long as I win, it's a win. And still enjoying it. Still getting pretty good at it. The first time I saw this, when I got into CDIS, you do things on the internet, and they start sending you things similar to what you were doing. So I kept seeing your site pop up. I started looking at them and finally, I'm going to start trading. I just got in just to buy CDIS. I figured 2 years from now, it's going to probably pay off. Or maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started looking, and I saw some other people trading. Got a little interested in one of your videos some years ago about I'll help you become a trader, become a millionaire. I don't know what it was. I know it got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started looking at the videos. I started reading. Well, not much reading. I try to read. I like videos. I look at your videos, your other videos, and I learn about the candlesticks, the RSI. Pick up a little bit on what Doc Guy's saying about the the stock cooling off, the RSI going down.
Yeah.
When everything's in the right place, that's when to buy a stock. You can't just buy any old stock.
That is true. Thank you. That is true. Absolutely, man. I mean, everybody's got to, stay on top of, stocks that are, preferably moving in the right direction. But I mean, again, people look at, a stock and, you get ask 50 people, you'll get 50 different answers. So appreciate the call, man. I really appreciate you watching. All right.
All right. I appreciate it. And all I can say is a lot of people looking up to you and they like the show. I like I'm glad I got, finally found out about the trading. And I did. And I had a ball with you.
Thank you.
I just want, folks to know at least put the time in to learn. You can't just start trading after watching somebody trade and trade a little bit. You got to learn the stock. Watch the stock, learn it, learn what it's going to do, and you can pretty much predict where it's going by how it behaves. Some stock, the RSI can go up, can go down, the stock don't go down. The volume goes down, stock still goes up, the volume goes up, the stock don't move. So I look at it and I want to see one that's real sensitive to the volume in the RSI. And I learned too that what it I'm gonna get off. But this is what I learned is that 180, the 150, the 50 and the 150 moving average. If that 150 moving average is above the 50, and the moving average is going down, that starts on a downturn.
Yeah,
it's on a downtrend. I'll jump in a few of them and thought I was going to catch it on the bottom. It passed by me going down some more. So I was have to wait till it hit the bottom and then jump in. And when the 150 start the 50 going down, the 50 go back up, start going back above, then it's time you get back in again.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right. We talk about that all the time here, man. And moving averages, great ways to get in and out of trades. To find, stocks that are possibly, turning around from really depressed states. So, absolutely, man. And thank you so much for the contribution. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Shout out to him watching the show, contributing by calling and letting you guys know. Take a look at those moving averages, man. Take a look at those moving averages. Yes, indeed. Again, I'll be back on the air. Let me take my last call here. I think this is Anthony. 251. Anthony, what's up?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got your message, man. Everybody calling in. So, but yeah, tell them, when if they want to look for somewhere to buy gold and silver coins, they can look. They ought to have. It ought to be a coin collector there in a city or something like that. And I buy some from this company in California, and they done ship coins to me before. So, but they just look for like a coin collector in they area, general area.
Okay.
And they are licensed and wholesale distributors, and they get their coins directly from the mint.
Okay.
So that's all. That's how that works.
All
and
right.
you know, you got HMNS, the come on. They sell them also, but I won't even fool with them. You know, they're a little bit too high. But then, like if they go buy them, like if they get silver coins, they get a tube of silver coins for like $200. You know, it's like five. I want to say 10 to 15 coins in there. So
yeah.
So and that's why that NAK is important to me, because they ain't mining. You ain't finding too many places where they're still mining gold and silver.
There it is, man. Appreciate
right,
it, man.
sir.
Thank you.
No.
Shout out to Anthony, man. Thank you for the call. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, look, you know, again, shout out to the OG that was on the air just recently, man. And you know, I think he knows a lot about, you know, this market. But again, I had pulled up Dries, and I just made a video talking about how shorting makes you hate people. But there are people who every single day look at a stock like Dries. I'm looking at the chart right now, and will go and buy the stock. There'd be somebody's going to buy this stock tomorrow. So, you know, you can have an opinion on something. Obviously, we know it's shit, but there's some people who look at this chart, right, so depressed. I mean, just horribly depressed. I got to take out all these moving averages just to see the chart decently, because that's how bad and horrible the stock is. I got to take out all the moving averages, you know. But as you can see here, there are times when people buy the stock. You know, you still have idiots out there who think they can. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Is what it is. But yes, moving average do help. Shout out to the Discord room. I'm gonna send things over there. Again, that pay trading book, I'll go ahead and post it in the Discord room later after the show. I did put out the link to the pay trading book earlier. Go please like this video right now. Here's the link to the Discord room. It is in the description, so you can get it later. Here's the link to the book. Here's a link to the book. There's the link to the book. Shout out Prolix. All right. Thank you for joining me for this 2 hours of the show. Appreciate it. All right. Yes, indeed. So I'm about to get you guys out of here in a minute. Let me see here. Who else is in here? Thank you to Stock God, Africa Emporium. Everybody who called up. Who else is in? Londell Carter. The Warrior Trading Courses. Yeah, somebody post that in the chat room, in the Discord room, the Warrior Trading Courses. I used to do all that shit, and then motherfuckers want to sue me and shit like that. So I gotta come up with my own shit. Michael B, what's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching, man. DPG, Stock God, The Headache 24, Woody Wright, Three Hooks, Christille, Money Stay Woke. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. I'm on tomorrow. Wednesdays are, oh shit, tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm on tomorrow. I'm coming on tomorrow. I think it's Friday I'm gonna take the night off of. Jay West, Add the Leon. You see, when you work from home, man, you don't even know what day it is and shit. Stock Gods, Trading Jedi, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys watching my show. Again, press like if you haven't already. Press the like button right now. I don't know who's taking over in the Discord room. I know some guys are probably going to be presenting over there. They're going to be doing something over there, as always. The Discord room is definitely the place to be pre-market and during the day. If you're at the job, don't like it, throw up another browser and put that Discord room in there and follow what's hot. Money Stay Woke, thank you, sir. El Yuki, appreciate it. T-Boy, thank you, man. Cadillac Mac, Craig G. Yeah, it's so funny you said that, Craig G. I'm actually chilling out with her on Friday. You know? Yeah, she always coming to the crib smelling like McDonald's. She gets off at like 4 a.m, but, you know, it's been good, man. It's been good. Thank you, Q-Tech. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I can't give up on the sisters, man. I can't give up on the sisters just yet. I know we talk about the Dominican Republic and all that shit, but can't give up on these sisters just yet. So we'll see. All right, Elias. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Take care. 84.